Hello, welcome to another episode of Talking Sports and Fitness with Zeke. I'm Zeke, also known as Mike Zielinski. I'm honored today to have as my guest Linda Zogas. Linda is an expert in yoga. I am not, so forgive if I asked any stupid questions. But first of all, Linda, I know that you've been involved doing yoga and fitness for a number of years. How did you get into it? And then we're going to talk about, you have a unique place with multi-yoga disciplines in building 7 yoga. But anyway, how long have you been doing the yoga?
Well, I've been doing fitness for a very long time. I started with Fitness Plus, if you remember where that was, over in Wyomissing.
Okay, yeah.
And
you were an athlete at one time, right?
Not so much an athlete. I was a casual runner, but I had my son when I was 18 and then decided to get in shape after that. And started running a little bit and then joined Fitness Plus, became an aerobic instructor with them.
Okay.
And that was one of the very few gyms in the area at the time, and we had a large aerobic program. Met a wonderful woman named Linda Rado at the time, Linda Rocco now, that I work with still. And we were all into high impact aerobics, you know, more than stretching, more than taking care of ourselves. We were into the Jane Fonda era. And went full circle from there. We started, Linda went to a fitness convention and came back and found yoga. So she introduced it to this area, and it stuck with me ever since then.
Why was that? Especially because that's a transition, right?
It was a huge transition, but it stuck with me because I found that it wasn't the working out that I needed. I needed the calming of the mind. At the time when I found that, I was working for FedEx, Federal Express at the time, and was working my way up through management, and probably wasn't a very nice person, to be honest with you.
There's a lot of stress in that job too, right?
Well, there is a lot of stress in that job, but everyone always asks me, you know, why yoga, why this long? It made me a better person. It really did.
Yeah, because I joked with you prior to us taping this that the only thing I knew about yoga is a lot of stretching,
right.
And you corrected me. That's not true, right?
There is, yeah. Everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks, well, I can't do yoga yet because I can't touch my toes. That's why you need to do yoga, for one thing.
So it's meditation, right?
It's the point. The process of yoga is to get you to the point of meditation and calming the mind and quieting the mind.
So, all right, so you quiet your mind. It doesn't make it more flexible, or does it?
It can make you more flexible.
Okay.
Those are the outward benefits of it.
Okay.
That's an outward benefit. Everyone always asks, is yoga going to help me lose weight? No, but yoga will help you make better decisions about how you treat your body.
Okay, I'm
Does that make sense?
So how does it do that? Just because it disciplines
your
mind being calm?
You have a quietness to the practice, and you get to really see who you are. And through a little bit of quietness and not being so interested in the outward experience of it, you get a glimpse of who you really are on the inside. So you get to make better decisions. You become more calmer. You take care of yourself better, which means you take care of everyone else in your life better. And by doing that, you know, every day we have a gift. We get to wake up in the morning and we get to make another decision. And we make a better decision the next day. And a better decision. And somehow, even people that have practiced with me for a very long time can't understand, you know, like say I have the runners and they run every day and they come to yoga once a week and then they wake up one day and, you know, I think I'm going to go to yoga twice this week. And there's really no reason, they can't define it. It's just a drawing to it for something else, that there is something changing on the inside of them that's helping them do that. Yes, there's outward benefits. Yes, I can teach you to touch your toes. I can teach you to do anything, but unless you get that whole body experience with it, it'll just be fitness.
Yeah. And how, you know, not to put a percentage on it, but because obviously you have a lot of students. Do most of them get to the point where they understand this? Or
Yes. Yeah. And even with power yoga, like there's so many lineages of yoga and so many different kinds of yoga. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But the premise between power yoga, which was what I was introduced to a while ago, that stuck with me being a gym rat and being very athletic myself.
Did you still do a lot of the running in addition
I still do.
You still do?
Still do.
So you're unbelievably fit and calm.
Yeah. And calm. Some days. But there's a drawing, you know, it's called like backdoor yoga. You know, we get you in there, we sweat you out, we make you work out, but we introduce little things to your body and to your mind and get you to feel yourself in places where you haven't felt yourself before, or felt how we store our emotions in our body. And
Wow, amazing.
that's the reason people come back.
Okay.
They don't come back to touch their toes. They don't understand. They might not get that for a while.
Yeah, because you see these people in these weird positions. That's what you think about. Man, they're very flexible, and breathing. But that's all part of the meditation.
That's all part of. It's all moving meditation.
Yeah. Now we are gonna do a second show, and we're gonna get a little bit more into some of the things that benefits of yoga and the different types of yoga. But Building 7 Yoga, which is your headquarters on Park Road, correct?
Yes.
You were telling me that's kind of unusual to have so many multi-yoga disciplines. And
Yes.
you have other things besides yoga there.
Yes.
Do you want to give us an overview of your place?
Well, after being in the business for a while and rekindling a relationship with my friend Linda Rocco, we would have these walk and talks, and we started talking about what was happening to yoga in our area and how there's so many young women going out and getting training and coming home and not having a place to express themselves and teach, because there were a few small studios around, but they only do one discipline. So, and they want you to follow that one discipline, and that's great. But so all these women coming around having nowhere to express themselves, we decided that it was okay now that we were mature enough to understand and respect each other's styles, that if you want to do restorative yoga and be very, very quiet and do meditation, that's great. If you want to do power yoga, that's great. And to have that all under one roof is very unique. And to be respectful of each other's
And so
styles.
basically you got everybody to buy into this.
We got everyone to buy into it. So we're doing everything from Svarupa yoga on blankets, where you may do 10 postures in an hour and a half and sit in meditation for 15 minutes, to hanging from the ceiling on slings.
Yeah, I want to get a little bit more into that.
You could do that.
Yeah, but let me ask you this then. It also, just an observation, this is better from a business model too. Instead of all these yoga instructors, you have a commonality of infrastructure. You got one heating bill, you have one gas bill or whatever, light bill, and you're all there together.
Yeah, all supporting each other and
Yeah.
learning from each other, because they all learn different things when they go to trainings. Some trainings are based, solely on the physical practice, and then some trainings are based on the spiritual practice and the lineages behind all that. So we get to have all that knowledge in one building and learn from each other.
And it kind of also expands the potential of your potential clientele, correct?
Absolutely.
And so your clients, can they pick and choose, or can they do simultaneous stuff?
They can. We had a husband and wife walk in the other night. He went into the hot room, she went into the restorative room. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We have a young man recently diagnosed with MS, does power yoga one night, does restorative yoga the next night, rows the next night, and just keeps circulating around through the room. So he's getting that whole experience.
Now, Joe nobody or Joe somebody walks in for the first time. Does he have to at least take a basic course before he does some of the specialties?
No, some people like to jump right into it depends on what your personality is. And then we'll have a conversation with you. And, I'll also ask you, what do you do? And if you're telling me you haven't even walked around the block in a year, well, then maybe you should start over here. But if you tell me you're a runner, you're an athlete, you just came from the gym, you just lifted weights, go in the power yoga class. But that's not always true. Sometimes people that work out regularly want that calming of the mind.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
So the hardcore runner wants restorative yoga.
Now that you piqued people's interest, hopefully, and I'm sure you have, how do they get in contact with you? If they want it, or just, you're in the book.
Yeah, we're in the book. Go to the website, building7yoga.com.
Yeah.
We have our manager, Melanie Brill. She'll sit with you and talk with you and show you all the different programs we have and help you figure out a pattern for that. We have a nutritionist on staff. We have an Ayurvedic specialist on staff. We have everything that you need.
What is your specialty? What do you train?
I do a little bit of everything, but my specialty is yoga. Yeah, I've realized that I need to let the young girls do some of these things, some of the rowing, and although I do love that. And I have a rowing group right now that is, the average age is 60 to 80.
Let me ask, we're going to get into more later, but about rowing, is it basically, like you see a regular gym, they have cycle classes, so everybody just on a rowing machine and they row together?
Yes, and the reason that I chose two things in fitness in a yoga studio was because they're both based on your body weight. So when I rowed for the first time myself and went to get on my mat and do my yoga practice, I realized it didn't shred up my body. So it's very effective cardio that you don't need to do for more than a half hour when you do it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you still feel good about it because it keeps you in alignment, and
There's
it's awesome.
some upper body benefits to that too.
Very few, surprisingly.
Really?
Surprisingly,
Does it do much for your shoulders? Or
Oh,
your
it does.
back?
It does repair work for your shoulders because there's
Yeah.
no movement. Your
Okay.
shoulders are in one stable place. But it's 60% your legs, 20% your arms, 20% your core.
Okay.
That's why rowers, typically in college, they're very, very tall. I have to work twice as hard.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
And people are sitting down, you know? So, okay, I think we're out of time. I think I missed the signal, but anyway.
I
Linda's,
missed it also.
Linda's going to be back with us, and we're going to get some more of the details. All right, thank you.
Thank you.